Shifting of the guard in the City of Angels? We'll tell you all about the huge day for the Clippers. There's a new sheriff in town. Find out just how special Zion's first game on the court really was. And on this day, we look back at arguably the most historic single-game mark in NBA history. All that and much more here on Full Sail Live. Hi everybody, nice to see you all again. My name is Logan Peter, and welcome to Full Sail Live. Kawhi Leonard has finally brought his fun guy attitude to his new and old home. The Claw has signed a 4-year, $140 million contract with the Los Angeles Clippers. Kawhi grew up in Southern California, so he should be very comfortable, which will not fare well for the rest of the Western Conference. But he isn't the only one taking his talents to La La Land. According to USA Today, the Clippers also made a big splash in the trade market, acquiring Paul George from the Oklahoma City Thunder. The move drastically changes the landscape of the league. George was averaging 28 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 4.1 assists as an MVP finalist in 2018-19. Kawhi has just come off his championship year with the Raptors, and the two will try and help the Clippers to relevance once again. This duo being together will be arguably the best lockdown wing tandem the league has seen in years. Kawhi and George will be looking to give the Los Angeles team their first championship ever. Both are Los Angeles locals, so having the feel of your hometown team behind you could be all the motivation these two need to bring the Clippers to their first conference and league championship. Hopefully Mrs. Leonard and Mrs. George still have the boys' rooms ready, because they are coming home. Let's get you the best NBA action of the night, and it comes from the great state of Louisiana. The much-anticipated debut of young Zion Williamson. Not much going on until the fourth quarter, when Zion made the Smoothie King Center his own personal playpen. In a 3-minute and 8-second stint in the fourth quarter, Zion had 17 points before heading back to the bench due to minute restrictions. He finished the night with 22 points on 8 of 11 shooting and added 7 rebounds and 3 assists. It was an amazing debut of a kid who is just getting started to dominate this league night in and night out. On this day in NBA history, we look back at the day Wilt scored in the triple figures. In an era that was ruled by college basketball and other sports, Wilt Chamberlain did the unthinkable by scoring 100 points in an NBA game. Kobe Bryant is the only other player to score above 80 points in a game when he dropped 81 against the Raptors. Wilt's 100 points in a game will never be broken and is often referred to as one of the most unbreakable records in all of sports. Coming up, one of the most controversial calls in football is now reviewable. We break down just how the NFL made the decision. Also on the show, one of the NFL's biggest stars is now jobless, with less than 3 days away from the season. How will this affect the rest of the league? Backyard football was the best. You and all your friends hanging out, tossing the pigskin, and making up rules as you go. The good life. If only it was that simple for the NFL. According to reports, the NFL has decided to make each and every pass interference call made in-game a reviewable play. This report comes after a year where many teams had issues with the officiating in games and thought changes were necessary. The Saints and Rams NFC Championship was just one that had many missed calls attached to it following the 2018 season. So it comes as no surprise that following the 2018 campaign, the one main thing every team wanted was this rule to be changed. There is no rule change to how pass interference will be called, but with it now being reviewable, it could be the center of attention to some big games in the future of the National Football League. One of the best wide receivers in the NFL is now jobless with less than 3 days away before kickoff. NFL Network is reporting that the Oakland Raiders have released wide receiver Antonio Brown following multiple altercations with the Raiders front office and other personnel. Well, here we go. This strange story has finally found its conclusion. Antonio Brown was traded from the Steelers to the Raiders and then inked a new 3-year, $50 million contract with the team shortly after. However, things were strange all offseason for the former All-Pro. Brown missed much of training camp with frostbitten feet and disputes with the NFL over which helmet he could and couldn't wear. But what put him over the edge was the arguments he found himself in with Raiders GM Mike Mayock. Brown missed team activities and was fined for his actions, which he did not take too kindly of. Brown's agent released a statement following his client's release from Oakland, stating, "Now that Antonio is a free agent, We are focused on the future, and I will immediately work on signing him to a new team. Still to come here on Full Sail Live, we give you a preview of just how likely it is to see just the 13th Triple Crown winner in horse racing history. And a WWE superstar makes his triumphant return to the ring. But it wasn't his moves that made the fans give him the standing ovation he so rightfully deserved.